Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. And today is Tuesday the 18th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, fairly decent time frame. Wasn't anything really special going on, so I didn't have any reason to get up quickly. Had to get up a couple times throughout the night and get my dog outside because he's old and that's kind of how life goes for him anymore. So, but yeah, got up, got him out again. Got a couple things taken care of, got him fed and all that good fun stuff. So he's on restricted hours for food, I guess is the best way of putting it. He gets all the food he wants. I'll fill his bowl as many times as he wants, but he gets cut off usually by like 2 p.m. I'm trying to do around noon if I remember. And that way it gives him time to empty out his bowels before it comes time for bed. Because I guess it's like a fairly common thing with the older Danes, especially their spinal darts deteriorating or whatever in their hips, that the poop just falls out of them kind of thing. And that's kind of what he's dealing with right now. So doing our best to I guess keep the mess to a minimum as best we can. So but yeah, I went ahead, got a couple things done, got the 3D printer running, messed with that some, had a couple of meet and greets today that I had to do. One of them went horribly wrong, and it was one of those deals where the people, I don't understand it, but like they talked on and on and on about how great their dog was. Their dog was so wonderful, and the dog was so great, and the dog was so wonderful, and the dog was so great. And I find that often those are the ones that usually have the biggest pain in the ass dog. And they got there at this like 125-pound but German Shepherd that getting out of the vehicle was just, you could tell it's like scared of everything and like skittish and freaked out kind of thing. And I basically asked her, so let's, walk around the yard a little bit, see if she wants to go to the bathroom, or he wants to go to the bathroom and stuff and whatnot. We have a neutered male that's not, he's an older dog and just like whatever. So I wanted to, set up the meet and greet as best I could in the process. But went to bring him inside. The dog was literally too scared to pee in my yard. It was like, they're just smelling everything and like scared of everything, and it just like was real kind of weird, skittish and whatnot. And the lady went to come inside. After a little bit, I was kind of like, hey, walk the dog over there kind of stuff. Kind of go give it other place to smell. And she wasn't listening kind of thing, which already drives me nuts. First off, she was surprisingly late for the meet and greet, which I had set up the time, let her pick the time, everything. And even she's like, well, I got the kids off school and I can be there anytime after this. So I even pushed it back like an extra 25 minutes thinking, well, this will give her all the time in the world to make sure that she's not going to be able to use the excuse if I was late with this or whatever kind of thing. And I asked for the request to let me know your ETA when you're on your way. And, basically, because I don't know. A lot of times I'll get the text message of people like, hey, I'm on my way. I'm like, I don't know if you live in Port Orange or if you live down the street from me. So I always ask for the ETA. And it's kind of, especially in the meet and greet, it's kind of a test to see how well they follow directions and if I want to work with these people in the future. Because often I'll have their dogs here, which right now I didn't have anything good. But normally I'd have their dogs in the house, and then I want to be able to put them up. And I don't want to put them up and leave them, put away for like an hour before the meet and greet starts, because then that's not good. So I like to wait till the last minute possible. But I put the dogs outside in the bedroom, and they have new things to smell, and they kind of entertain themselves. They're not barking at the door and the windows, trying to distract the meet and greet. So went ahead, said held it. She texted well after the time was supposed to already be there, to the point that I was already kind of just like, I was going to call this off, and clearly she's not showing up for this thing. So, and it's one of those deals where it's last minute. She needs the dog watch like tomorrow, and she reached out yesterday late. So it's like ridiculous, short, notice kind of thing. So she brings the dog in, she gets there, brings the dog in the house, and the dog doesn't even want to come in the house. Like the dog's like scared to come in the house stuff. She goes, oh yeah, he gets like this when he's scared of new things, which the aggression I can handle pretty well. The fear makes me way worse, because fear dogs, that's what I've been bitten by. The 2 times I've been bitten by dogs in this business were both from like scared dogs that they just react out of like nowhere. Like things seems fine, they just start biting kind of thing. So I'm already not feeling this meet and greet real well. Bring the dog in, tell her she's gonna let the dog off the leash, and she's like, well, I don't know if I want to. I'm like, you don't want to let the dog off the leash? Like, am I gonna keep the dog on leash for the 7 days I'm watching your dog? Like, this is ridiculous. So, and it's that whole thing of, again, it's last minute. Normally on long stay like that, new customer, I would try and do at least like a daycare or a single overnight to kind of test the waters. But there's no time for that to happen now with this whole stay. So she finally convinced her to let the dog off the leash. So let the dog off the leash. Dog like just runs around like just skittish as hell, smelling everything and kind of scared of everything and whatnot, and roaming around the house a little bit, and we're chatting a little bit. I'm trying to just have general conversation to kind of lower the energy in the house, because she can tell she's giving off this nervous energy of, hey, I don't know if my dog's going to pass this test kind of thing, and all that good fun stuff. And then I look over and her dog just decides to take a shit on my floor, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, finish up, and she looks, and I'm like, hey, your dog, I'm like telling the dog and stuff. So she's yelling no at the dog, and I'm like, get outside, look, there's no dogs here. So I basically opened the door and basically kind of hollered at the dog to get outside. The dog went outside, made it like literally 3 feet out my door, and stopped on top of my dog blankets that I had out there for Bruce. I was getting ready to shit on my dog blankets, and I'm like, go, get off the deck, get off my patio, like what the hell you doing stuff, to the point that I had to reach down and grab the dog's collar and drag it off my patio. And then it like just literally 10 inches off my patio, shit on the ground right there in front of where he walks. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So she followed me out there as I was dragging her dog off the patio, hasn't done anything, didn't apologize for being late, speaking of, didn't apologize for not texting me an ETA, didn't apologize for a dog shitting in my house, didn't even offer to help clean it up. For God's sake, if your dog shits in somebody's house, at least offer to clean it up. They're most likely gonna tell you, no, I got this, I know where my cleaning supplies are, so on and so forth, but nope, nothing. So I'm literally, as I'm in my house cleaning up dog shit right now, she's out in my yard, just like wandering around my yard like, oh, this is gonna be really wonderful for my dog to hang out here and stuff and blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I get it all cleaned up. I go out there, clean up the mess in the backyard because I don't want to step in, it's right off the patio. So get it all done and stuff. She comes back in and said something along the lines of like, introducing my dog. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on this. Like, you clearly, like, I'm not watching your dog. Like, I'm good here. You can go now. And she looked at me like completely confused, like, but this is the most wonderful dog in the world. I'm like, no, not here it ain't, you know. Like, maybe if this was a different situation, we had more time to do some test runs and stuff, but no, not happening. So she seemed just flabbergasted as crazy, like, what? But how are you gonna get money if I don't pay you? And I'm like, I don't need your money. Like, my bank account's full, you know. I'm good with this whole thing. So she left completely distraught in the fact that, like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do because I'm leaving like tomorrow, and kind of had a thought of like, who watched your dog before? This dog is not a new puppy. Like, this is not new. You should have had somebody else lined up and stuff. But yeah, so that was fun. That dog finally went away, which I was happy for. And then I had another meet and greet, went well. That one was much, much better. So it went fine. And then I kind of hung around the day. I'm still feeling sickly. I don't know what's up. My throat's feeling a little better. Not great yet, but it's feeling a little bit better. And I still don't feel like eating anything. Had a peanut butter egg, Easter peanut butter egg, Reese's peanut butter cup, and then as I went to bed, I ate some, like a, I don't know, maybe like a small, like snack machine sized bag of potato chips. That's about all that was in there, stuff. What was left over from the trip back up from Miami on Sunday. So I had breakfast Sunday. So I've had one bag of chips and then 2 Easter eggs since then, and that's all I've eaten. And nothing sounds good. Nothing sounds appealing. Nothing sounds like I want to eat it. And I'm not hungry. That's the part that's really kind of starting to freak me out a little bit. I've been cold this whole time, not doing quite so bad. The chills are kind of going away, but I'm still feeling like I could put a coat on at all times. Like, I could feel like I could use a little more warmth in my body. We had a little bit of cooling off stage, but I went and got my run in. That went fine. I mean, I'm not running great. I'm still left over from injuries and stuff and whatnot, but the run went just as normal as any other run's gone, so I'm not like super weak for lack of calories and stuff in my system. I've been drinking Mountain Dew, so I'm getting calories there, but just no actual food. But got back from the run, got my shower, told my mom and my wife to eat where they wanted, whenever they wanted, because I didn't plan on eating dinner here. So I went ahead after my shower, headed back outside. My dog and I played out there for a while, smoked a couple more cigars, and basically ran a 3D printer and just kind of chilled out there. It was not really doing a lot. Got chilly in the evening. It was one of those deals where it cooled off enough I could see my breath, which is always kind of a weird thing, which doesn't have to be that cold here in Florida. It's so humid. Your breath shows up a lot quicker than other states where it's dry this time of year. So, but yeah, overall, it was a pretty good day. I got down there, finally wrapped up that, started a new print to run overnight, headed inside, and that's when I got that little bowl of chips to eat. So went ahead and I started watching the Golden Girls, and then after the Golden Girls over, we had about a half an episode left. My wife fell asleep on it last night, so we finished it off, and then she started talking, and just discussing some of the crap, unfortunately, that's going on in her life that she has no power, no control over, and trying to figure out where her next level is of what she can do and how much help you can give people that just don't use your help properly. You know, they sabotage everything in their life, they screw up your life, and then you have that added load of, by helping them, am I hurting them? By helping them, am I putting other people at risk and allowing them to hurt other people? And so on and so forth. We had a really long conversation about that. And unfortunately, she tends to want to have those conversations right as we're going to sleep. Now it's like 7 o'clock in the evening, sitting outside with a cigar and having this conversation. It's always like in bed as I'm coming in to go to sleep. And instead, but 100% was all for letting her talk it out as much as she can. I gave her some advice best I could. So it's that whole thing of, you know, whether or not, at what point do you cut people out of your life? At what point do you have to come to terms with that person may never speak to you again and you may never speak to them again kind of situation. So shit kind of sucks, but that's a decision that you have to make at some point. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to make it for your own good, for your own protection. So we had a very long conversation about that, but from there, finally, it was, I don't know, like 2 in the morning or so, I finally gave up and closed her eyes and tried to actually get some sleep. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.